In the harmonious yet fragile kingdom of Umeke, humans and animals share equal rights under a carefully balanced system of laws. However, this balance is tested when Amara, a single mother, is accused of murdering a rat. The courtroom is packed, with humans and animals sitting on opposite sides, murmuring and exchanging glances. The rat attorney, Mr. Chiquito, said dramatically, "My lord, this is not just a case of negligence, but one of cold-blooded murder. The rat sought refuge, and instead of compassion, it met its untimely end." Amara, the single mother, replied him, frustrated, "It broke into my home. My 2-year-old daughter was at risk. What was I supposed to do? Roll out a welcome mat?" Mr. Chiquito, the rat attorney, smirking, said, "You could have at least removed it safely and let it go. But no, you chose violence." Amara's attorney, Mrs. Okanu, stepped forward. She said, "Your Honor, this case is far from simple. It delves into the responsibilities of both humans and animals in our kingdom. Allow me please to present the facts." Mrs. Okanu continues passionately, "If I lock up my doors and prevent you from entering, yet you trickishly force your way through a small cervix, knowing fully well you are trespassing, whose fault is it when the consequences befall you? Should I then be held accountable for your reckless disregard for boundaries?" Judge Ezuoku leans forward, stroking his chin thoughtfully. "Go on," he said. Mrs. Okanu, the single mother's attorney, continues, "The rat attorney argues my client had a duty to respect life. But where was the rat's respect for her own space? If a law-abiding citizen leaves their home slightly vulnerable, must we excuse a criminal act that exploits this vulnerability? This rat intentionally entered her domain, knowing fully well it was against the law. And why it is tragic the rat lost its life? My client was merely acting to protect her child and her home." The rat attorney interrupts with indignation. "Protect? By throwing a helpless creature into the bush, glued to its demise? What kind of protection is that? A citizen, even in conflict, has a duty to act with dignity and compassion." Judge Ezoku commanded, "Enough! Both sides have made compelling arguments. Now I must decide." The courtroom goes silent as the judge raises his gavel in his hand. Judge Ezoku speaking, "This court acknowledges the sanctity of life, both human and animals, as fundamental to our harmonious cohabitation. However, we must also recognize intent and responsibility." To the rat attorney, he said, "While it is true the rat faced an unfortunate end, evidence shows it knowingly trespassed into a human home, exploiting a small vulnerability. This is a clear violation of interspecies law." And now to the single mother, he said, "Your actions, though understandable in defense of your child, were not entirely justifiable. While the initial act of trapping the rat was lawful, your failure to humanely resolve the situation led to unnecessary suffering. Thus, this court finds both parties at fault. The rat bears responsibility for trespassing, and you, madam, for negligence in upholding humane treatment. As such, I sentence you to attend 3 weeks of compassionate coexistence training. Furthermore, let this be a warning to all rats in the kingdom. Trespass at your own peril." Mr. Chiquito, the rat attorney, was outraged. "This is an outrage. The rat was a victim." Judge Ezoku slams the gavel. Order! The court has spoken. As the court disperses, whispers fill the room. The kingdom's unique balance between man and animals' rights have been shaken. Outside the courtroom, the single mother looks relieved but contemplative, while the rat attorney vows to appeal the decision. Somewhere in the shadows, a mouse journalist scrabbles furiously, ready to spin this tale into tomorrow's headline. Justice or injustice? Rat rights on trial. Hey, I know you're wondering what's up with this story. Well, this is a story of how I found a rat in my kitchen. Yes, my very own kitchen. I'd been hearing noise in my kitchen, which was strange, and I thought it might be a rat. So I got a rat gum. It is very popular in Nigeria. You can Google it to see how it looks like. It's literally a gum paper plate that could stick a rat in. Luckily for me, I found the tiny rat next morning. It was tired from trying to escape. And unfortunately for the rat, I couldn't touch it. I couldn't remove it from the gum. Fearfully, I threw it into the bush. It was alive, guys. And after doing that, I felt so bad as I didn't give the rat any chance to be free outside. I didn't want it inside my home, yes. At the same time, it could have been left free outside to live. So I brought my guilt to YouTube to share with you guys as a story. Let me know if you enjoy it. Please, I'm looking forward to seeing it in the comment section. Let me know if you enjoy it. And yes, I'm a single mom and YouTube is one revenue I look forward to having for myself and for my daughter. Please do like and subscribe. And please watch the ads, please. See you on the next tale. Keep loving yourself. Bye for now. Mwah.